In Nevada, the first two states we examined, the laws on fireworks vary in different counties, cities, or reservations sprinkled throughout the state. It's up to these local governments to decide rules and regulations. For example, in Las Vegas, the largest city in Nevada and part of Clark County, safe and sane fireworks, which, quote, include sparklers and fireworks that keep to a small circular area on the ground and don't explode in the air, end quote, are permitted only in the week preceding the 4th of July. On another note, in Nye County, it is legal to buy fireworks, but interestingly, they must be removed from the county within 24 hours of purchase. In Washoe County, another county in Nevada, fireworks are illegal at all times, for purchase or use. In contrast, quote, the Moapa Indian Reservation, one of many in Nevada, is not obliged to follow state or local firework laws. Therefore, vendors there may sell fireworks that are not safe and sane, end quote. Because the Indian Reservation's laws contradict the county and city laws, many people purchase fireworks at the reservation. However, it is illegal to buy the fireworks there and transport them back into any county where it is illegal to use fireworks. Because, according to those individual counties, the fireworks are illegal and that becomes a crime. Moving on to Wisconsin laws concerning fireworks. According to www.doj.state, the, quote, state law allows the sale, possession, and use without a permit of sparklers not exceeding 36 inches in length, stationary cones and fountains, toy snakes, smoke bombs, and it goes on to list others that are allowed. Overall, the state of Wisconsin allows the usage of small fireworks. They're listed in the quote on the screen. However, the possession and usage of any other fireworks without a permit is illegal. There is a specific process to go through to get a permit, which is detailed in Wisconsin Statute 167.10. If an individual does not follow these guidelines set up by the state, there are penalties ranging up to a $1,000 fine. Clearly contrasting Nevada, Wisconsin's rules regarding fireworks are more relaxed and uniform statewide, whereas Nevada differs throughout the state and more tightly controls fireworks usage. Moving on from the 3 areas of laws we researched, what are some problems that arise due to the sovereign status of the Native American tribes? As stated in the beginning, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 3 of the U.S. Constitution says, quote, the Congress shall have power to regulate commerce with foreign nations and among the several states and with the Indian tribes. This is the point and reason why tribes are recognized as sovereign. However, what exactly does sovereign mean practically, or as it applies to the areas of laws we researched? Practically, this means that the tribes and federal government have a nation-to-nation relationship. The federal government, and not the states, has the right to negotiate with the tribes. As far as specific perks of sovereignty, according to ncsl.org, quote, sovereignty for tribes includes the right to establish their own form of government, determine membership requirements, enact legislation, and establish law enforcement and court systems, end quote. Notwithstanding, some recent laws changed some aspects of tribes' sovereign status by allowing states to negotiate with the tribes, specifically the ICWA Act, or the Indian Child Welfare Act, and the AGRA Act, which we talked about earlier. It's the Indian Game and Regulatory Act. This is because the states needed to be able to regulate some things in these 2 areas. In addition to legislation, some important Supreme Court cases have also affirmed tribe sovereignty or transferred power from the government to the states or vice versa as needed due to certain issues from the sovereign status of Native Americans. Worcester v. Georgia, a court case decided in 1832, reaffirmed the federal government's sole right to regulate trade and criminal laws between the tribes. Quote, the Cherokee Nation, then, is a distinct community occupying its own territory in which the laws of Georgia can have no force. The whole intercourse between the United States and this nation is, by our Constitution and laws, vested in the government of the United States, end quote. This decision reaffirms the fact that only the U.S. government can have relations between the tribes and legislate in that sense. To give another interesting example of a SCOTUS case, or a Supreme Court case, a more recent one that deals with Native American tribes, is a recent decision in McGirt v. Oklahoma, which surprisingly recognized over half of Oklahoma as Native American land. There's summaries of both these cases on oyas.org if you are interested in learning more about them. We will conclude our analysis with these brief points. The sovereignty of Indian tribes allows for them to do things normal citizens could not. However, their special privileges tend to stop at the border of protected lands in the rest of the U.S. Some prosecution and taxation rights are preserved, but otherwise it seems like Native Americans are treated like any other U.S. citizens. Reconnecting this issue to federalism, our main topic of research, our research demonstrates that the tribes are sovereign and possess their own laws and rights. Also, it shows that state government has little to no power over the tribes. Those rights fall to the federal government. In fact, only a couple of recent laws have even allowed for states to have any influence over the tribes. In conclusion, I hope you enjoyed our presentation of our findings. Personally, we found all the intricacies of this area of our government extremely interesting and a great project to undertake. Thank you for watching. Please comment below if you have a question, we will try to answer. Also, be sure to check out our Instagram page linked in the description. We have posted our research there as well, so feel free to comment on our Instagram if that works better for you. Thank you.